In the beginning of the film, we see a brave king named Vlad. He used to rule over Transylvania. Walking in the woods, Vlad and his soldiers discover a helmet in a stream. This helmet is of their enemy country's soldier. By seeing this, Vlad understands that enemies have entered his country. Probably this helmet is of a spy and the enemy country must be planning to attack our country. They think that enemies must be hiding on the highest mountain. They plan to go to the mountain and catch them alive, so that their message couldn't reach to their king. After some time, they go inside the mountain to kill their enemies, but a mystery man attacks them. They try to fight with it but he kills them all rapidly. Now Vlad's companion was killed and Vlad comes out of the cave. Being frightened, Vlad comes back to his palace. He immediately meets the priest and asks him about that mystery man. Priest tells him that a vampire lives in that mountain who has thirst for blood. He killed your companions and he must have drunk their blood till yet. He further tells him that he was a human before, but after following demons' directions, he had become a vampire, and he is trapped in that mountain for many years. He'll always be there till he transfers his demonic powers to any other person and makes him a vampire. After it, he can be independent, but till now he couldn't find a human according to his mindset. After hearing this, Vlad asks Priest to keep this a secret and not to tell anyone, because if people get to know about it, they'll get scared. After some time, Vlad and some other peoples are eating food in castle. Suddenly some soldiers of enemy country comes there. Basically name of the enemy country is Turkey. At that time this country is very powerful and it collects an amount from all small countries every year to not attack them. Vlad's country is also included in those countries who has to give money to Turkey, like gold and silver coins. Vlad gives them a huge amount of silver coins, but they also has another demand. He says that he wants 1,000 young people to train and will make them a part of our army. Vlad refuses by saying that, "We can't give you our men. This was a custom of old times which is now over. Take your coins and go away." After some days, Vlad meets Turkish king, whose name is Mehmed. Here they're negotiating, but Mehmed doesn't agree him. He says that he wants 1,000 men in any condition, in which your son is also included. On the way, Vlad becomes very angry and he kills some of Turkish soldiers who came to take his son. A close companion of Vlad comes and says, "You assassinated Mehmed's soldiers, now he'll take his vengeance by attacking our country." But Vlad says, he'll find a way. After saying this he goes to that mountain where vampire lives. He meets the vampire and asks for some help to save his country. On the other hand, Vampire was also in search of a skilled and brave person, to whom he can give his powers and set himself free from this curse. Vampire takes out his blood in a bowl and says, "After drinking it my all powers will be transferred to your body and you'll become this powerful that you'll be able to defeat an entire army." That vampire also puts a condition that, if he resists the intense urge to drink human blood for 3 days, he will turn back into a human. Otherwise, he will remain a vampire forever and the ancient vampire will be freed. Vlad had to do anything to save his country, so he accepts this deal and drinks his blood. Drinking blood, he gets faint. He regains consciousness in the forest and sees that a lot of powers has come into him. He also discovers that he has the ability to transform into a cloud of bats. After it, Vlad comes back to his castle, but at the same time, many Turkish soldiers attacks on his castle. To fight with them he leaves the castle alone and starts fighting them. There are thousands of Turkish soldiers and Vlad is fighting alone with them. In a short time, Vlad kills all soldiers. When he's coming back to his castle, all of his companions get amazed and asks, "How did you do it?" All he says is that no one should ask me about it. After some time, this message reaches to King Mehmed, but Mehmed says that he doesn't care about it. Build an army of 1 lakh people and attack them again. They all were planning to attack them, but Vlad sends their dead soldiers to Turkey. Mehmed gets more angry after seeing his dead soldiers and orders to march towards Transylvania soon. On the other hand, Vlad's wife finds out his secret. He asks her to be relaxed. Moreover, he says that I can get free from this curse. I'll just have to wait for 2 days by not drinking any human's blood. To keep everyone safe, Vlad asks his wife and companions to go to the church near jungle. He does this for everyone's safety from enemies and even from Vlad. Vlad's soldiers are heading to the church, but on the way Turkish soldiers attack them. In this attack a large number of people got killed. Vlad also arrives at the same time, and he starts killing them one by one. When remaining Turkish soldiers come back to Turkey, this news spreads like fire that Vlad is a vampire and defeating him is totally impossible. Hearing this, fear settles in the Turkish army. They don't want to face Vlad, but Mehmed knew that if his army lost its morale, they would never win the war. To vanish their fears, Mehmed blindfolds them, so that they could not see him and not be afraid. On the other hand, Priest and his people gets aware of the Vlad's secret that he become a vampire. Because of it, they start hating him and set him on fire by locking him in a room. But Vlad is a vampire, he is not affected by fire, he heals his wounds and come outside. He gets angry on his own people and says, "I chose this life for you, to protect you, and you are doing this to me." Vlad's wife comes to him and cools down his anger. Along all this, Mehmed's soldiers enters their country and they get very close to the castle. Vlad knows that he does not have enough soldiers to fight a large army, so he alone attacks on enemy and he kills many of their soldiers. On the other side, some of Mehmed's soldiers enter the castle secretly and they captures Vlad's son and throws his wife down the castle. When Vlad sees this, he tries to save her but failed in reaching her on time. His wife was about to die. She pleads with Vlad to drink her blood before the sun rises and lifts his curse, so that he will have the strength to save their son. Vlad reluctantly drinks her blood, triggering his final transformation into a full-blooded vampire and granting him even greater powers. And in doing so he frees the ancient vampire from his cave by breaking the magical seal imprisoning him. Now, Vlad comes to his dying companions and he feeds them his own blood, so that they become powerful to defeat the enemy by attacking them immediately. They all attack enemies and Vlad uses Bat's cloud to cover the sky. Finally, Vlad and Mehmed are in front of each other. Mehmed knew that Vlad is a vampire. Therefore he collects many silver coins in his tent because they are very bright, and secondly it weakens the vampires. After a great difficulty Vlad defeats and kills Mehmed. He then frees his son and brings him outside. Vlad asks his companion about the remaining number of enemy left behind. His companion tells him that, "No one except your son," which means they want to kill his son for drinking his blood, because they all have become vampires now. Now, one of his companions comes forward to kill his son, but Vlad kills his companion by stabbing him with a spear badly. Seeing this, everyone gets afraid and stays behind. Priest comes here and Vlad sends his son with him so that he can be secured. Vlad dispels the storm clouds so that the vampires, including himself, will burn away and die in the light. Sunlight causes all vampires to burn and they start dying slowly. However, the priest previously observed Vlad's nature and wished to serve him, so he offers him his blood, which restores Vlad to life. Vlad's son is crowned to be the new prince as Valt is presumed to be dead. In the modern London, Vlad, now known as Dracula, he meets a woman who strikingly resembles his wife. The vampire who cursed Vlad watches them from a distance, and the movie ends here. I hope that you liked the video. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.